Hello guys, welcome back to SWS Boxing. Delighted to get back on the channel. James Todd after his he had his fight with Aaron Bowen. It's a month tomorrow actually, the fight, I believe.
Yeah,
And yeah, I mean what a fight that was you had with Aaron Bowen on the Sonny Edwards Galal fight card. And yes, James, first of all, how are you?
yeah, really good. Obviously, since that fight, I've been back training. Obviously, looking for the next one now. Um, and yeah, to with that fight, it's such a big fight, and obviously coming from there now, being voted for the round of the year, that's probably one of the biggest things that I could have asked from this fight,
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned that. I mean, we'll go into the whole fight in a minute, but you said, your nomination, you're not anonym. What's you know what I mean?
nominated.
You're
Yeah, yeah.
nominated for Round of the Year, UV Bowen. I believe it's round two, but how good is it to, be nominated for Round of the Year along with people who have fought for world titles like the Bam Estrada fight?
Yeah, unbelievable. Like when I first heard of it, I thought it was a wind up. And then obviously I looked into it, it wasn't. So it was it's a great buzz to be involved in that. As soon as I seen it was real. I messaged Bowen and just said, "How good is this?" And he messaged me back saying, "Yeah, so it's a good achievement just to be in the mix,
Yeah, I mean, even if you don't, get it, it's still good to get nominated alongside some of the
Definitely,
fights that have been listed. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
privilege.
I put my vote on the other day for you guys,
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
and yeah, we'll go into the fight now. Of course, yeah, it was on before the bell, but I think it was some fight to get the show going, and yeah, just
Definitely.
talk us through the fight, round
Yeah,
one.
when I spoke to you, I think it was the week of the fight. I was confident in myself to go and prove I should be there kind of thing. I think on the cards, if you look at the cards, I was probably up on the cards. But that great body shot has saved him on the win. And credit to him because it was a back and forth war. But yeah, I think the next fight now. I think people are going to know what I'm capable of. So they're going to be a bit more ready for me, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, you said from our our interview in the week that it was going to be an all-out war, and you're
Yeah,
going to give it your absolute best, and that is exactly what happened. It was an all-round war. You said it was a potential show stealer, and
yeah,
the Gavin Gwynn fight as well was a bit of a show
great
stealer, but
fight.
so was yours and
Yeah,
Aaron's fight.
yeah. It was one of them ones that I think, like I say, people didn't really expect it to be as good as what it was. And it kind of steal the show, didn't it? I thought it was a really, really good fight, back and forth. Obviously, when you look like I'm a winner, so I really wanted to win. But obviously, when you do lose, you look back on the fight and you generally think, Jesus, it was good to be a part of. Really, really good to be part of.
Yeah, and I mean that round two. Talk about that round. Of course, that was the round that was nominated for round of the year. Talk about that round. It was just some round,
Yeah,
and of course, you
yeah,
did knock him down in that round as well.
yeah. Yeah, we kind of like I said, the 12 days one probably enough to work a full on game plan. But what we did work on, it was the catch of the body shot, and then throw like a little upcut and then a left hook. And when it did land, it couldn't believe it because it was just one of them ones. It was unreal. Do you know what I mean? It was a real good shot. And but fair play, he took it. He took the eight count, and then he got back up and then went back to war really because that end of that round. If you watch that round, the end of that round, he came on strong, and it was a good little competitive like last 10 seconds to be honest.
Yes, even when you put him down, he got up. Did you expect him to come straight back at you and try and put it on you?
No, I think it was like the 5 seconds when he got back up, it was kind of me going forward, but then he kind of pushed me back, and he stood his ground. And fair play to him for that, and that's why obviously it's been rated, a really good round. So yeah, no, just privileged to be part of that fight too,
And do you feel like you should have tried to jump on him for in that round for the stoppage, or did you know that he
Yeah,
was still
I think
there?
yeah, it's easy said and done. Obviously, at the time you kind of he's a big he's a big puncher, so didn't want to really rush onto something too. But then if it went back to that situation, maybe it probably would have been better just to just literally gone out and thrown everything I had. But yeah, no, it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, and 3 and 4 was sort of this. It was sort of yeah, it was sort of the whole fight just from the start. You just threw everything you had at each other.
Yeah, it was I think I got back to the fourth round, obviously a bit tired, and I literally I felt like the fight was there, there for me, and I was enjoying it, loving being a part of it. But obviously when you get a bit tired, that's when Aaron, he stepped back and obviously caught that lovely body shot. So yeah, but like I say, it's such a privilege to be part of a great fight where, what Eddie and saying how good it was, it is something as a boxing fan, it's like, wow, this is class,
Yeah, and he did catch you with that body shot. It was a
Yeah.
peach of a shot, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, just like I say, a little bit tired, throwing shots at maybe. I threw a right hand, like a lazy right hand, and he just obviously whipped that body shot in. And yeah, like I say, you can't change it now, but obviously, maybe being tired, maybe should have held it on a little bit and worked a little bit more of a game plan kind of thing. But when you're in there, yeah, you kind of lose your way, kind of thing.
yeah. But I mean, since the fight, your stock has gone up
Yeah,
from the boxing fans, and more opportunities that we'll get on into now are
yeah.
coming up.
Yeah, definitely. I think for myself, I generally felt when I went to the weigh-in and stuff, I felt that at home kind of thing. I wasn't nervous, didn't feel under pressure. I generally was loving the all kind of buzz around it kind of thing. But then obviously after the fight, I've had more people speaking to me about the boxing situation and how well I've done. So it is nice. Don't get me wrong, but as a winner, I still want to win. So yeah, it's good, but obviously take the good. But obviously, I want to be better than what I was.
Would you want to maybe if you had a bit more notice? Would you want to run it back maybe on a full camp
Yeah,
notice against Bowen?
definitely. If it was there, I wouldn't say no to it. I don't know if he would take it on his next fight. I think he probably would want a fight before that. But if he did want to run it back, then I'd be happy to take it. I think after the fight, spoke to Aaron a little bit, and he seemed a really nice kid. Spoke to his family. They literally loved the fight, as everybody did. But no, I literally, there's loads of respect there, but I definitely would take the fight again.
Yeah, I mean, I would. Most of us fans would probably say that we'd like to see it again, but there's
Yeah,
other options for both of you to take another big fights to be
definitely.
had.
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously at the age that I am, I think there's more. Um, I think the career for him, at where he is now, they've got to look at him through his career and build him up and stuff. With me, I think it's more of a, I'm coming to the end of my kind of a career, so I can take more chances if you get me.
Mm,
So he would probably not take the chance if you know what I mean.
yeah. I'm not sure if I've asked you this before, but is a Welsh title a goal for you?
No, I was on a podcast the other day. I like the Welsh title. I think is a massive thing. When I came back after the 9 years out, there was no plan really. All I wanted to do was just have general, proper fights. The Welsh title is obviously a big thing, but I'm in boxing for more the experience kind of thing. Going away and fighting on these big shows is unbelievable to do. As a boxing fan myself, this is what I want to do. But if the world title came up and it was a good show, and it was the right opponent, then yeah, I wouldn't say no to anybody, to be honest, if it was. But we'll have to wait and see. Like I say, I'm just enjoying being back in the mix now, and obviously people realizing that I can fight, if you know what I mean.
Mm. And I believe at the minute the super middleweight Welsh titles held by Ethan George.
Yeah. I think they were supposed to fight the other day. I think, like I say, see, I'd be happy to fight super middleweight, but I know for a fact I'm not a super middleweight. I know middleweight. When I fight middleweight, I enjoy fighting it. And I feel strong, feel super strong in it. So, but yeah, I think he's got the fight against Willie Delaney now. I don't know when that's rescheduled, but that'll be a good cracking fight. That with them two are really good fighters. So, yeah, it'll be a good fight. That one.
Hmm. And yeah, talk about the opportunities that you've been getting. Of course, we'll mention it. Sam Hickey, was it?
Yeah, if you look into the Commonwealth, the in the amateurs when Bowen and Taylor Bevan and Sam, they all fought at the same time. Sam won the gold, Taylor won the silver, and then Bowen won the bronze. So
Oh, were they
obviously
in the
after the
same tournament?
yeah, I think so. I'm not 100%, but I know Taylor was, but I'm not too sure about Sam. But they've all got obviously the gold and silver and bronze after the performance that I think I've done against Aaron. I think that maybe the Taylor and the Sam would probably like to fight me to see what they could do against me if they could do a better job than what Aaron did, and that's understandable because obviously they're building themselves up. But I'm ready for that if that comes,
Yeah, and of course you mentioned Sam. I believe he's what two? Is he signed with Boxer? Do you know or?
Yeah, he's signed with Boxer. He's had, I think he's a Scottish lad, to be honest. He's had
Yeah.
one fight, one win. I've watched him. He's some talent. So he's a good fighter. I think being offered him, I think I'd have to have, not a full camp because I'm always in the gym, but it'd have to be, a good 2 to 3 weeks. So I knew, obviously have a game plan and be ready for it because obviously, dangerous the boxing is. You've got to be ready against the top opponents, and he's an up and comer.
Yeah, so are you hoping that one happens maybe, in the middle of next year?
I think, like I say, I come back from the Bowen fight. I had a little holiday. I trained on all day. I've come back and I've literally gone back into my training. My trainer used to be in the army, so he's scheduled a good camp straight away. Day in day out, he tells me what to do. So yeah, I'm back in camp as in such. Not so much with the diet then, but obviously with the training. And then obviously when that schedule comes up with a fight, I'll be ready kind of for that. It doesn't really matter where it is, but hopefully there's a show Matchroom now on the 31st. If that comes off, that would be great. I'll be happy to take one of them opponents if that comes off.
Yeah. Mention, going back to Bowen, how would you rate some of your other fights to that fight you had with Bowen? How would you rate his power and just him overall as a fighter?
Yeah, I think Bowen's a very, very good fighter. Power is very, very, it's knockout power, very strong. But obviously, I think maybe I wouldn't say underestimate me, but he didn't really know who I was. So I think when he fought me, it was kind of like, oh shit, who's this guy? Like, where's he was obviously thought I was a probably journeyman, who wouldn't come to win. So yeah, he's probably going to be a better fighter from that, and that's guaranteed. That is because you're going to learn from that massively now. Is underestimating people who can't do it in boxing, kind of thing.
Yeah, even though, it was not the result you wanted, are you happy how, how the now other people are wanting you, you've been getting offers from Sky as well to be boxing on their shows. Is it, it's opened doors for you even though, it didn't go
Yeah,
your way that night?
yeah, it's massive. Like I say, I think when I took the fight, it was 12 days, and obviously people around me were kind of like, I don't think you should be taking this fight, but I knew my ability, and I knew that if I could prove to the people that actually, are running the Matchroom, the Sky, that I can fight and I will bring a fight, and people are paying money to come and watch, then they deserve a good fight, and that's what I will give guarantee to anybody that I fight, kind of thing.
Yeah, 100%. And of course, Taylor Bevan, his fight scheduled for the 31st of
Yeah,
January at the O2 Indigo.
yeah,
I believe Taylor Bevan was actually boxing the same show you boxed
yeah, did.
Aaron on. He got a
Yeah,
knockout, I believe, over it was Greg
yeah, it was
O'Neill, I
great.
think it was.
Yeah, yeah, he looked very strong. He looked explosive, looked really good. But yeah, to be honest, the next day, as soon as he was in the hotel, the next day, Taylor got mentioned to me, and I was kind of like, well, if it does happen, it needs the right time. And then obviously he's been announced that he's fighting on the 31st. If it does happen, I've got there's nothing from me that I would turn it down. I'd be very, very happy to take it. Yeah, we'll see what happens, to be honest.
Would you expect that to be enough, like a 4 rounder or 6 rounds?
Yeah, I think it'd be 6 rounded again. I think I'm not 100%, but
I
I
think
think his
his
first
debut
fight.
was scheduled for 6.
Yeah, I think it was six. I think it lasted like maybe one round. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was a 6 rounder. I think these kids, these boys are going to get pushed by Matchroom. And at the time, boxing now there's no easy fights anymore. They don't want easy fights on TV. They want these fights that both fighters are coming to win. So hopefully, like I say, it's opened that door that I'm in the mix with Taylor now and with Sam, that they want to prove that they can do a better job than what Aaron done, and that probably opens the door for me then to get a win, and then obviously I'm in the mix of real good fights.
Yeah, and of course another one, Jimmy Sains is another one. I think Jimmy's a middleweight, eight
Yeah,
and oh, 7 KOs. What do you
yeah,
think of Jimmy? And is that another potential fight for you, or?
yeah. If that comes up on the 31st, there's no turning down that one too. But yeah, I've watched him. He's a really really good fighter. He's in a good gym. You know that the people he's been fighting are probably a little bit journeyman kind of thing, but he's been knocking them over pretty comfortable, to be honest.
Yeah, so are those the three sort of names that is you're looking to fight? Sam,
Yeah,
Taylor, and Jimmy Sains?
yeah. Well, I think Jimmy Sainz is just because he's on the 31st, and obviously that's what if Matchroom come calling, then it's Jimmy and Tyler who are free to fight. They haven't been matched yet. So if that does come off, then I'd be happy to take any of them. The Sam one, like I say, Sam's fighting on 11th. That was a little bit too early for me to be fighting on the boxer
Do you know
card.
who
But
he's boxing on that card?
who that? No, Sam.
Yeah.
He hasn't been matched yet. I got offered the fight, but obviously I was on holidays, so it wasn't the right time for me to accept the fight. And obviously not because I didn't want the fight, it was just because it wasn't the right time.
Yeah.
But if it comes up again later on, then obviously happy to take it. To be honest.
And with like maybe a 2 3 week camp as you mentioned earlier.
100%. Yeah, yeah. Like I say, I train. I love training. I'm in the gym all the time, but you've just got to have that switch on of making a little bit of a plan against these top prospects. You've really got to have you be switched on, because, like I say, it's a dangerous sport, and you've got to be ready. Really ready.
Is it about, I mean, this year you've had a few fights, but next year would you expect to have would you try and have more fights than you did have this year, or?
Yeah, they've got to be the right ones. They got to be ones that I'm really interested in. I think nothing against these small hall shows. I think when you've been on these big shows, and you've put a big good performance in, going back to a small hall show, selling tickets is kind of like, oh, not that again kind of thing. I think now I'm at where I'm at, and I've obviously showed people that I can fight. Then hopefully these big cards will get me on there, because I will prove that I'm good enough to be on there too.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah. What did you think of Reece Edwards' performance on the
Outstanding.
Fury Usyk card?
Yeah, outstanding. I was on holidays. It was a pleasure to watch. Reach is such a nice kid. Just a pleasure to be around. I haven't been around with him much, but every time I've been around him, he's been, a top person. I think he was unlucky to get the win, but like with that now, he's gonna just bounce off that now and get more opportunities. Where and he's only 24, so I think he's going to be the future of Welsh boxing. Personally, I think he's the only one that I could probably say he's going to be something special.
Yeah, exactly that. And of course, he only had I think it was 5 days notice for that
Yeah,
Peter McGraw
ridiculous.
fight as well.
Yeah, he was in camp, but I think, like I say, it was just early in camp. So him to go out there, make the weight, look how fit he was, look how the punches he was throwing. It was a great fight to watch. Whoever won the fight, like I say, it was a great fight. I generally thought Reece nicked it, but overall, a joy to watch as a boxing fan.
Yeah, 100%. And also, what did you make of Tyson Fury Usyk the rematch?
Yeah, I generally thought Usyk won. I had him
Yeah,
by 2 rounds. But when you're British and you got, you're a fan of the British boxers, you literally want Fury to win. So when them tight cards, tight rounds, and you like kind of do you want to give it to Fury? But yeah, I give it to Usyk 2 rounds. I thought it was a really good fight again. I thought the first one was a better fight, but yeah, I think Usyk was the winner. I think pretty comfortable.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I had it similar to you, but I had Usyk up by one more point. I had it 116, 113. So,
Yeah, yeah. I
yeah.
think, like I say, when you're a British fan, as in you want the British to win, you kind of sway towards Fury, but when you go all them belts, you got to rip it off him, and I don't think that Fury did, to be honest.
Yeah, I think Usyk was just that bit busier.
Yeah, a bit busier, just a bit more clever, and yeah, I generally thought it probably easier work than it was the first fight. I think the first fight was probably harder for him. I think this fight was a bit easier for him.
Mm. And yeah, who would you say, would you say probably what does Usyk do next? Would he fight the winner of Parker Dubois or
It's a hard one in there. He's like I was reading, like obviously posts and stuff like that. But like he has completed boxing. It's a mad thing to say. He has completed it. He's done the cruiserweight. He smashed that. He's come to heavyweight. He smashed everybody in the heavyweight division. Nobody thought he could do it. Everyone was saying he was too small. But look what he's done. It's a pleasure to watch. That's how good he is. As a fighter.
yeah. And
So
yeah, another one is if Lauren another opportunity if it comes about is Lauren Price's card like if she gets another big fight in Wales. I know she's boxing Jonas in March uh
yeah,
in London, but she might get another fight over there
yeah. Well,
and
she
that could
got
be another opportunity for you.
Yeah, that'd be a great opportunity to fight on. She's doing brilliant for, but not just women's boxing. She's doing great for just boxing, Welsh boxing too. Like so, yeah, it'd be a pleasure. I've never met her, so it'd be great to fight her on the undercard and get to meet her. To be honest.
What's your yeah before I let you go as always oh yeah, what's your goal for 2025 in boxing?
But to be honest, I think the first goal is to get that the next fight, next opportunity. I generally do think the 31st might happen. If that doesn't happen, I'll be ready for the next opportunity. But I think I've shown now by the Aaron Bowen fight that I can fight. People are paying good money. They'll get the chance to see a real fight, and hopefully I'll get a chance to fight on one of these good cards.
I'm sure you will after your last performance. And
Yeah,
yeah, as always, before I let you go, mate, do you want to
yeah,
thank the usual people that you want to thank?
yeah. Like I say, there's people that are close to me that have really been there for me. My coach Paul and Di, that they really helped me out, and it's literally it's just now the dice is rolling. It feels that next year now is going to be a good year. Hopefully he can win the round of the year. That would be amazing. I think that's on the it's been announced on the 6th. I think that is. So, if I can win that, that would be unbelievable because my name will be out there again.
Yeah.
And I'd say opportunities again off that. So yeah, hopefully we'll see what happens.
Well, fingers crossed for a big 2025 for you, and
Yeah,
fingers crossed that Taylor Bevan fight gets made. But as
yeah,
always, thank you for your time, mate.
yeah. Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Anytime. Thank you, James. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.